Hi guys. So I was originally going to talk about food being the main issue that Toronto faces between the three issues provided: food, energy, and water use/water management. And I was going to talk about this because I've discussed in the past how food uh, distribution can become an issue in the case of severe weather, which is going to become more frequent and more severe as the climate continues to change. One of the reasons that food distribution would be interrupted is because the food distribution sites run a risk of being flooded, as well as having poor access to backup energy, backup power. In addition to that, the emergency food response programs in a number of parts of the city are not well developed or well managed. And in addition to that, the food pantries and those sorts of services are already struggling due to trying to meet the need of the COVID pandemic and the people that have been affected financially by that and need extra food resources. So the food distribution in case of emergency is already stretched thin. However, I started thinking about it and I realized that a lot of that relates to water and flooding potential. Most of those issues are related to either the distribution system flooding or to individuals' homes being flooded. So I kind of realized that water management may actually be a more severe issue. So I wanted to start off kind of talking about how Toronto is situated near the coast, as well as along Lake Ontario, which that is their main source of drinking water, actually the only source of drinking water aside from whatever may be imported. So one of the issues here has to do with as sea levels rise, as more of the ice and snow in the area and further north continues to melt, Lake Ontario may continue to rise, actually, which can be a good thing, except it also has the potential to raise groundwater levels. One of the issues that this can create is that as we discussed, one of the aspects of sustainable cities is a little bit of a higher population density, keeping people a little closer together, building upwards and not outwards, so that way everything stays a little bit more accessible within a particular region, and people don't have to, there's not a huge need for mobility, reducing, thereby reducing emissions and that kind of thing. However, one of the ways to tackle this is to build high-rise units with basement or underground parking garages. As groundwater levels rise, the water table, that presents a challenge for building these kinds of high-rise units. So that's one problem. And another problem that the city is facing regards sewage and sewage management. So that's a major problem, because if the water supply for drinking and potable water were to become infected, that's not the word I'm looking for, but I'll use it. If those systems were to become infected by sewage and wastewater, that would just be a major sanitary problem for the city. So that's one of the other big challenges that they're facing at the moment.